Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Uncle Brian's Consulting. And I am your coach or consultant, Uncle Brian. And today is my salute to the high school senior class of 2022. Why am I saluting the senior class of 2022? Well, most importantly, my oldest boy graduated yesterday from my little community public school system with his high school diploma. Off to do great things in this world, I hope. His first stop will be the United States Air Force for the next 4 years, if and when his job comes available and he gets a ship date to basic training. So he's heading in the right direction. At least he's not going to school and racking up that student debt. I mean, he does have the grace to get pretty close to a full ride if he wanted to, but he chose the military, which I think is probably a great option for him, or for anybody for that matter. I was at the ceremony, and the superintendent of the public schools made a great speech. The school board had nothing but good to say about that class, and they had a couple senior speakers that actually spoke pretty good about the class. Their motto is, "It'll be another 47 years before we're seniors again," which I think is pretty awesome. So you got a whole half of your lifetime before you reach 65. So that's good. With that being said, I wanted to add a few things to and this is not just my little Tampa school. This is all across America, all across the world. Anybody that watches this channel can appreciate the information and advice I give. For many of you, you'll be going off to college, getting your degrees and various majors, going out and doing your own thing. You're all going to expand your own wings and go do your own thing. Some of you will go to the military. Some of you will give all to your country, which I'm nothing but proud of there. The rest of you will enter into the workforce right away. It means you'll get your diploma, and Monday morning you'll go to work, and then you may work that job for a while, or you'll bounce from job to job to job. And there's at least one of you in the graduating class yesterday that is going to get married. This young man, and I happen to know this young man's future bride's parents. They were at the graduation also, and I did visit with them for a little bit. Good people, great people, but it just kind of, in today's society, I'm kind of a little, I'm shocked but not, because a lot of young men aren't armed with the information that I have acquired and many other men have acquired over the years. And granted, the information that I acquired I was fairly in my upper 30s, lower 40s when I started diving into more of the red pill content, men's channels, kind of getting my own awakening as to how relationships and marriages work. I wish this young man nothing but the best in his upcoming marriage. It's definitely something I would have never thought about doing at 18 years old, looking at getting married. But obviously, this is a young man that's clearly not educated on family law, and it would be behoove him to start doing that. If you happen to stumble on this channel, I'll let you know Nebraska is an alimony and child support state. So if your marriage does fail, and it probably will, because you went from high school to being a husband without becoming the best version of yourself, meaning you didn't go out and learn you put pussy as a priority, and so now your goals and dreams are now not so much of a priority. So what happens now, you're going to struggle, especially as a young man, you're going to struggle in your younger years to get by, because now you've got a wife to support. If you decide to have kids, you're going to have kids to support, and doing that on a high school diploma alone is not really going to cut it. I mean, yeah, you might stumble in there and start making great money, and that's awesome. I think there's jobs out there, but they're very few and far in between. And Nebraska is a heavy agriculture state, so unless you get into being a farmer or a rancher or work in the ag industry, you might struggle as a young man without any advanced skill sets. So something to think about at that age. Marriage, and I had written my son, my graduated son, a letter. It's well over a page long, congratulating him on his achievements there in high school and throughout his school days. I mean, it seemed like yesterday. Wife at the time when I brought him home from the hospital, and then we wondered, when will he graduate high school? It seemed like such a long time away. Like, oh man, we got the next 18 years. It's going to be a long time. And I'll be honest with you, it went by like that. And I think every parent out there would agree that the time with their kid went just that fast. In the blink of an eye, they're born, and now they're walking across getting their diploma. So it was a very emotional time for me, very emotional time. I almost cried like a baby, because it's like, he's worked so hard to get where he's at. He's got an opportunity waiting for him, if and when they can get him in there and get him into basic training. I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him, very smart young man. As his father, the information and knowledge I've gained over the last 6-7 years, I have passed that down to him. I've even mentioned that stuff in the letter to him that he got to read the other day, probably Saturday night after his open house party. And so I advise young men at this age to not worry about pursuing women. Go out there and achieve your dreams. Go grab your success. Become a success story. Go out there and make your mark on the world. And then worry about getting married. What we're seeing in society is people are putting off marriages until later on in life, instead of getting married. The days of like my grandparents getting married right out of, well, like this young man's going to do, get married. Very few people are doing that. So the days of my grandparents that are now in their 90s, it was uncommon for them to, you get out of school and then you went and you worked on a farm somewhere. You went to work. You didn't go to college. You didn't go to trade school. You went out and you worked with your hands. You learned skill sets that way. And it wasn't uncommon to secure a wife and start a family at a young age. And many of those people had a lot of kids. They're big families back in those days. Nowadays, people are putting that off for going to college or going to the military or learning a trade, and women are doing the same thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gearing this towards men, but it's also women too that are out there. They're going to go out and do the same things men are doing right now. They're going to go to college. They're going to go to the military. They're going to maybe pursue a trade somewhere. There's women that are welders. There are women that are cops, firefighters, EMTs, women out there learning trades alongside their male counterparts. So trust me, the last thing on their mind is going out there and getting married. So when I told my son, or advised my son, I said, don't worry about dating and relationships. It's okay to have dinner with a young woman from time to time, but don't let her derail your purpose. Stay on your purpose. And then if you have daughters, you're telling them, the next best thing you could do now is secure a husband, go get married. And that's what my friend's daughter's doing. She's securing a husband, and she's probably a year behind, so she might be an upcoming senior. I don't remember her age. I could be wrong by saying that, but she could be a senior. She could already be graduated. He might already graduate. He might be in the same grade, but they live in a completely different town. So she may have graduated a week or two before. So, but with that being said, for the graduating class of 2022, focus on your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Put your head to the grindstone, work hard. There's no reason why you cannot achieve success. The labor market's very wide open right now. And just work hard, stay out of trouble. Don't do dumb stuff. Don't play stupid games to turn around and win stupid prizes. Don't wreck your future by doing dumb things. There are teen parents out there, teen moms and dads right now. They've made the mistake of getting pregnant. Their first sexual experience ended up getting pregnant and having a baby. I know one kid that did that. used to hang out with my oldest boy years and years ago. And believe me, that's something you don't want to get wrapped up in. Keep your head to the grindstone. If you're, like I said, this for both men and women, because like I said, women are out there getting more of the college degrees that are out there available. They're out there conquering the workforce in a slightly larger number than men. Trust me, they're not out there looking for a man. They're going to be the ones that when they hit 33, 35 years old, they're going to be sitting there asking, where did all the good men go? Well, they're doing the same thing you are. They went to college. They served their country in the military. They went to the workforce. They're doing the same thing you are. Good quality men. So, with that being said, I just want to wish the class of 2022 the best of luck. Again, work hard. Keep your head to the grindstone. The world is yours for the taking. And hopefully you can make it a much better place than it is now when you get up there and going. So with that being said, thanks for watching and have a great day.